Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome back to the Philippine X and Wellness podcast. This is co founder Cheryl Sampson Ramirez and your host for this episode titled Hilot Binabaylan with Apu Adman. In our eighth episode of season 5, we will be talking with Reverend Rolando G. Comon, also known as Apu Adman, master trainer of Hilot Binabaylan and the program director of the Hilot Academy of Binabaylan. This is the second part of our two-part series on Hilot. If you'd like to dive deeper, this is the episode to listen to. I hope that you enjoy another episode that we bring to you. Manigong bagong tuig. Happy and prosperous New Year, everyone. It's 2026, and we welcome you to the eighth episode of our fifth season for the Philippine X and Wellness podcast. I'm your host, Cheryl Sampson Ramirez. For this episode's audio description, currently we're recording a few months earlier, so I'm wearing a tank top because right now when we're recording, it's extremely hot in Los Angeles, also known as Tongva and Peach territory. And in my background, I have white blinds on my left side and wooden vertical slats on my right side. My hair is down and wavy. I have some blue highlights. And again, I'm currently streaming from Los Angeles, also known as Tongva and Peach territory. Following our last episode, Hilot, with Bay Area Mystica Liza Bustillo, cultural organizer Kai Delgado-Pfeifer, and Hilot Binabaylan Earlando Engkanto, we bring to you the second half of our two-part series on Hilot, titled Hilot Binabaylan with Reverend Rolando G. Comon, also known as Apu Adman, master trainer of Hilot Binabaylan and program director of the Hilot Academy of Binabaylan. As mentioned in previous episodes, all views discussed are for informational and educational purposes only. It's not meant to be medical advice, nor does it constitute therapy or professional advice. Always consult with your healthcare practitioner, especially before starting any exercise or new health program, or a qualified mental health professional for your particular condition. Without further ado, we'd like to welcome to our podcast Apu Adman. Welcome to our podcast, Apu.
And thank you for having me here and Happy New Year to everyone. I am Apu Adman Aghama, and right now as we record this podcast, I am at La Akea Healing and Spiritual Center in the middle of Honolulu, Hawaii, Chinatown. And if you are watching, you could see at my background is the royalty of Hawaii. This is my first time here in Honolulu. Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you so much. We're excited to have you on. We like to typically open our episodes with knowing where our guests are from. So let's start with, can you please inform our community where are both sides of your families from in Pinas in the Philippines?
Okay. I grew up in Metro Manila. I was born in Metro Manila and grew up in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. But my mother, I go first with my mother. She is a pure Tagala or Manileña, no. She grew in Sampaloc, Manila. Whereas my father, he is from Surigao del Norte in the island of Siargao, and the tribe is his tribe is part Manobo and part Mamanwa. So we have this blood lineage, and this is where my healing lineage comes from. And then I studied alternative medicine as the diploma, and then become the assessor and trainer of Hilot Wellness Massage on 1998 when it was firstly formed. No, and then lately, I've been working with Department of Health through Philippine Institute of Traditional Alternative Healthcare in establishing Hilot Philippines Development Center by former Tourism Secretary Nina Gabor.
Wow, this is exciting, Apu. This is your first opportunity on our podcast, and this is our first opportunity to have someone directly from the Philippines. And so it's incredible for us to capture more stories from within our diaspora. So, Siargao, right? You mentioned?
The surfing capital of Asia. I don't know. Siargao
Yeah.
Island. Yeah.
It's
So our
exciting
father,
for me to hear that there's also Manobo there because I always think of Manobo in Mindanao.
yeah, mostly the Manobos are scattered all around Mindanao, no. But
Hmm.
my father, the family of my father, has this blood lineage of Manobo and Mamanwa. Mamanwa is a little kind of Negrito or Aita. That's based in Mindanao. Although the Aita family has a long history and they are they are scattered all around the Philippines, and then they call different names now, no, depending on their locations.
Wow. Oh, there's so much more to unpack just in lineage, right? When you keep going further and further back into our lineages. And this is a good opportunity too to unpack Hilot and where it's rooted in this episode. Everyone was saying three of your former students, Liza, Kai, and Orlando.
I miss
Um,
them so much. Oh my God.
oh,
Thank you for
yeah.
having them in the show.
Oh no, it was our pleasure to just have them to introduce us to the world of Hilot, and then they were so excited to hear that we were going to bring you on next. They knew that you were the appropriate person to just dive deeper into this practice and into this knowledge. So they were nothing but smiles when we ended their episode.
But then, what would I say is they are the one who are bringing Hilot Binabaylan in the U.S., no, in America, especially in
Yeah.
the Bay Area. So
Mm.
probably they are experts now.
Yeah, they definitely express their gratitude towards you for teaching them their foundation. Now
And
let's talk about this title, Hilot Binabaylan. Please define for us what exactly is a Hilot Binabaylan and how does this differ from the term Manghilot, which I've often heard?
okay, in order to understand what is Hilot Binabaylan, you have to
Hmm.
also understand the generations of healer. Is
Okay.
it okay that I will narrate the story?
Please.
Okay. So the first healer, of course, everyone needs a healer, no? Just like if you're sick, you go to the doctor, no? Pero way back before the beginning of time when man is created, the first healer is the Diwata or the divine or the God. Then he is the one who give life, and that's why he became the healer, no? Or forgive me my pronouns of pertaining to God. Then the second generation of healer is the elder, which is the first creation, which is the Babaylan. No, in a family like us, diba, we are the firstborn, secondborn, and everything. And let's say our parent is the Diwata, and the firstborn is the elder. That is being tasked to take care of their younger ones. No, the Babaylan is not limited to the human beings. So it means our Babaylan is also the first creation, such as trees, rivers, rock, mountain, etc., etc. And then it came to us as a human form. So during the colonial system or the colonial period, the wisdom of the Babaylan must be preserved. That's why they separated that knowledge into manghihilot, which is the body worker, the magpapa and to the albularyo. Although the name albularyo is a Spanish name for herbalist, but in Visaya they are called mananambal or tambala, no? Which is knowledgeable on the plant medicine and the spiritual herbs, no? Then the fourth one is are the one that been brought by the colonizer, which is the modern doctor. So even the doctor is part of the generation of healer. And the fifth one is this, the Hilot Binabaylan. They are the one who bring back the knowledge of manghihilot and the albularyo, the spirituality of of healing. No, because we cannot separate now the spirit into the body. Because once you separate the body to the spirit, that body will die and it will not become a healer anymore, but a mortician. You know the mortician who used to work on the dead body. So
Yes.
that's then the sixth. We have mentioned the fifth level because that is the Hilot Binabaylan. The sixth level is a futuristic aspect. No, it doesn't come yet. It is the unification of medical knowledge of medical doctor and the application of Hilot Binabaylan practices. That will be the sixth. And the seventh, which is still in the future, it is the coming down of the Diwata again, walking with us as our great healer. So that is the generation of healer. But to explain clearly what is a hilot binabaylan, hilot is a way of healing, method of healing that been used by ancestor, and the binabaylan is a title for an individual who walks who follow the walk of babaylan. And the babaylan are the one who walk in between the world, which is the nine world of existence we as Filipino believe in. So that's the hilot binabaylan.
Hmm. Let's clarify for our community when you are talking about colonialism during the time or the colonial period. Are you speaking about the Spanish colonial period? Or are you also talking about the American colonial period? I mean,
It
there's
started
different colonial periods in the Philippines, right? So let's
yeah,
clarify.
it started from the Spanish period. They are
Okay.
the first 1521 because I think it will be a different topic of the colonial period of
Hmm.
Spanish and American. But
Right.
of course, yeah, the Spanish are the one that introduced us modern medicine, and then the improved one are the Americans, no. And
Right.
even right now, the influence of the American are still within us, no. That's the reason why I am here in. I've been to California. I've been to Hawaii. I bring Hilot because the thinking of most Filipino, whatever comes to America is great. I want to make Hilot great again so that when I come back to the Philippines, they will appreciate it. And now, because we have done that first in California, people are starting to be aware na, ay, this is our own healing method. We should take pride of it. And this is the second wave. And probably third wave will happen again in 2025.
So when you talk about these generations of healers and these different waves, was this oral history that was passed down to you through your family lineages, or is this written somewhere and documented somewhere?
It was
I know
passed
this
down.
might be new to people to hear.
Actually,
For
it
people.
was passed down to me by my
Mm-hmm.
ancestors. But of course, we write it down that you could read also on the book that I made, no, on the Hilot Binabaylan ways, no, and it is available on my buy me a coffee something.
Mm. So when you say passed down from your ancestors, was this passed down orally, intuitively?
Uh, it has two method, no.
Mm.
My great 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 grandfather received it intuitively, and then my
Mm.
grandfather passed it down to us
I see.
orally. It's all orally, and now I'm passing it on to everyone with a record, with a certification. Because ancient time there is no ano naman eh, there is no school in the Philippines. It's all started in the family. Hilot starts in the family. And there is no standardized method. Unlike today, there should be a standard one. That's why here in America, in doing massage, you should do the standard massage because there is a licensure examination. But as a young kid doing hilot, you don't need a license, right? Because you move through compassion, through respect to your parents, and out of love. So hilot is an action of love, of compassion, of pagiging kapwa, of being togetherness as one. No? Because caring for other means also caring for yourself. Just like what had happened to me as a healer, I got stroke 2022. But then, even though sick, stroke, there are many people that needs me. So I was forced to move. Miraculously, I was able to perform. No, it brings healing to me. So the more you heal yourself as well.
So Let's talk about the Philippines. It's an archipelago, right, of 7,000 islands approximately. And within that, there's so many regions as well. And this is determined through even the different languages that we speak. Bringing this back to this topic of Hilot or Binabaylan, which we're talking about, how does your practice maybe differ from practice in the Ilocos or in Mindanao and the Visayas region? How would you differentiate your
Okay,
lineage?
the lineage of my family. Okay, of course, we have our lineage. We were born with our parents. But then, when I am involved to the THESDA, Hilot Wellness, I was able to be sent out throughout the provinces. No, I was able to talk or to teach Hilot in Ilocos Sur, Cervantes, and different barangay. I've been assigned on different areas in the Philippines. And although I'm a teacher already of Hilot, and the Hilot of TESDA is a massage aspect, but I took the time that I was there teaching to also learn from my students. I asked them to introduce me to their parents, to their grandparents, and to see the local healers. And then I gathered the methods, no? And and the one that I've experienced and have learned from them, that's why that's what we collected and shared to the community, to the world, so that it is not just a standardized hilot of massage, just like Swedish massage. And this is what I always tell TESDA or DOH, that hilot is not standardized, but we see that there is a protocol. No, it's not the method or the technique that I use, because each family has different method of healing. Even on your family, I believe there is hilot. You might not recognize, but when you are sick, no, if you have money, your mother will do something, no? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
do lemon juice and warm water,
Mm-hmm.
or oregano or
Mm-hmm.
malunggay.
Mm-hmm.
It is still hilot, no? But the
Yes.
important thing that I've gathered is the protocol on how they
Mm-hmm.
heal. And you know what? The protocol or the principles of healing is, first, you have to diagnose. They have a method of diagnosis. There is tawas. Whether the tawas will detect spiritual illness, na nakukulam ka, nauusog, or either physical, which is pilay. The second protocol will be the cleansing method. So there are many cleansing method, no? Either you take a bath, it is removing the physical illness, or physical dirt, which is external. But what if the dirt or toxins or whatever impurities is inside? So there is also an internal cleansing. And then at the same time, what if the illness is mental and emotional? There is a spiritual cleansing method that we learn. Then, of course, when you cleanse, it means you remove. So there should be a repair. You fix that. You fix that is broken. Now there is a treatment method, and there is pagtatawa, pagtatapal, hilot masay o pagpapahid, which is very which Hilot Academy find it appropriate rather than masay, because masay is an English word that been Tagalogized or Filipinized, no? So us in Hilot Academy, we call that as Hilot Pahid, application of oil. And as you apply the oil, you perform the five manipulative stroke, which is elemental, no? And then you have, after treatment, you repair. Of course, they are weak, so you have to strengthen them. And then lastly, you have to maintain. So that's the time when your client will come back to you, or your patient will come back to you, to check, to monitor their health.
So let's just say someone says, I want to learn more about the Hilot in Mindanao or about the Hilot in Bohol. Would they be able to learn that regional healing through your academy? Or is because your academy consists of different practices throughout the Philippines? Or in your academy, is it from a specific region or a specific region?
No, the technique of Hilot Academy have gathered all those technique. No, we have similar things, but if you want to learn from, for example, I like what you said. I like to learn a specific Hilot of Bohol. I'd rather I'd rather recommend you to go to Bohol to support the locals. No, no. Um, I don't own everyone, but there is we protect Hilot Academy wants to protect the identity of each region, so we could not. I would say what I learned is only me, is only mine. But there will be no one who will own Hilot for themselves. Like what I told in the Philippines na we cannot monopolize. There shall be no one person who owns. And diba, on certain modality, if you ask for example, who is the father of Shatsu, the founder of Shatsu, you will find there is a name. But in Hilot, there is none. So it means there is no individual person who owns Hilot. It is owned by all the Filipino people, whether you are in the Philippines or whether you are in diaspora. If you have a Filipino blood, you own Hilot. You have your own Hilot.
Now that we know the distinctions between Hilot Binabaylan, the different generations of healers that you talk about in the waves, tell us about your origin story, Apu. How did you personally get into Hilot?
Okay. My grandfather is called Binisaya. Binisaya is a local healer. He is popular, no? He is popular healer in Siargao Island in Barangay Esperanza del Carmen, Municipality of Del Carmen. Um, at young age, uh, when I grew up in Bulacan, um, I found myself very close to nature. I love collecting rocks, playing with leaves. I play albulario, no, and I love anting-anting, no, some magical stuff. When I become a Christian, born again Christian, when no Bible Baptist, no, on 2000 1996, I found myself to become a missionary, a Bible Baptist missionary, going to houses, to mission houses, and preach the Bible. And during those time, I found that the power of prayer, laying of hands, is man. I manifest that ability. No, everyone I touch got healed, even instantaneously. So I was curious what happened, and then by year 2000, I explored the possibilities of becoming a manghihilot. Although I want to have a formal study, so I enrolled diploma degree on alternative medicine in St. Francis Divine College, led by the late Dr. Ruben Galam, which is my teacher, junior, and I learned the principles of alternative medicine. Though I learned anatomy, physiology, and every botany, um, ethnopharmacology, etc., etc. But there is no traditional Filipino healing. So when I graduated, I started to have a clinic, but then I practiced my family method of healing,
Mm.
and I got a chismosa client that spread the word to the people that I got many client or many patient until it reaches out media, celebrity comes in for healing, for guidance, for readings, something like that. And then 2008 arrived, no, TESDA, Technical Education Skills Development Authority, are looking forward to Manghihilot. So I think it was Manong Boy, Mang Boy Fajardo of ATAG, and then the rest, no, the SPA Association of the Philippine have created the TESDA curriculum. And then I was hired by, because I was a massage therapy trainer that time. So my boss at TESDA would ask me to join to implement the curriculum of the standard curriculum and regulation of Hilot Wellness Massage. No, so in Quezon City, um, there are many of us. A lead trainer. I become the lead trainer of Hilot Wellness in Quezon City, and provided the curriculum or the step by steps on how to perform Hilot Wellness Massage and what are the other implementation of banana leaf, the performance of dagdagay, the application of what you call that, the bentusa cup and everything, no, and it had been taught in Quezon City, and we have uh, produced 50,000 alone in Quezon City, besides from provinces that we go through, like Ilocos, in Cavite, in Pampanga, in Laguna, in Batangas, in Bulacan. No? So that's how I've been involved into the development of Hilot, no, of Hilot, the Philippines. Then on 2016, no, because I see there is some problem that is going on, and there is a resolution by THESDA na Hilot should be only on the provinces and not give on Metro Manila. So I created Hilot Academy of Binabaylan. So I become independent because you cannot practice tawas, the spiritual thing, through THESDA Hilot, even DOH, no, because they think that it is supernatural and not involved. But I said it is part of our culture, and the Filipino people should know how to do these things. So that's how Hilot Academy of Binabaylan was established. And my first student, actual student, no, is Verma Zapanta. If you know Verma Zapanta, I think she's from San Francisco Bay Area also, and she is a college professor. And then from there, I think she is the one who spread the word among Filipino Americans that now at this year I am here in Hawaii. Just made a graduation ceremony to a new batch of Hilot Binabaylan.
Why do you think they were pushing? You mentioned they were pushing Hilot outside back to the local provinces instead of Metro Manila.
No, because they are strategizing of giving income to the provinces. No, since Metro Manila more income, more income, so they limit it that the training of Hilot should be done on the provinces, so that those spa in Metro Manila they will hire people from the province to be employed. But on my thinking, according to the law, it should be for all. So it's just maybe a political or whatever no strategy, and I believe Hilot should be for everyone, either for rich, for poor, from the province, on the city, urban, rural, etc. No, so that's how I think.
I see. Well, let's talk now more about a question that we asked our healers from the last episode that we had with your students. When we talked with them, we talked about healing practices often embodied and passed down intergenerationally through our families. So, did you also discover healers within your family? You mentioned that you earlier on the in the beginning of the episode, you had knowledge that was passed down through your ancestors, through your great grandparents. Tell us a bit about the healers within your lineage.
Linear. Okay, my grandfather, the father, paternal grandfather, my lolo is a well-known binisaya who do pulong and herbal medicine. No? Although I did not live that much long, but every time that I been there, he do like that. No, I'm whispering, do whispering and blowing on my head.
Yeah, just what
I
is?
don't know
Let me ask you, what is binasaya for people that
binisaya.
may not know?
Okay, binisaya is a is a local terminology in the Mindanao area that pertains also to the healer that do herbal and do the whispering or bulong or orasyon,
Mhm,
no?
mhm.
So
Okay.
that is the binisaya. And he also do some talisman as a medicine if you are being um, attacked by witches or by duende. I think I believe, I hope everyone understand about duende, kulam, nausog. So they are those unseen creatures that may attack the soul so that you get sick. No? So my lolo is expert on that, no? And doing some miraculous stuff or magical stuff, no? To bring change to the people.
Yeah. And just to give our community more context, because sometimes when you're in the Philippines, there's a lot of traditional folklore or even beliefs that the people have that may be the cause of illness, right? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes even when you're like by a balete tree, right? For example, there might be a spiritual presence within that tree that might cause a certain illness. So I'm just giving community some context to what you're talking about and what you're describing.
Actually, Cheryl, it is more about energy, the vibrational level of energy. And to be honest, for example, no, like what you mentioned, there is a different vibration that could not match to the person's energy. That's why when they come to that tree, it gets sick. They get sick, no? And even if if you if you are higher, no, there is some what you call that, the laying of hands of multi-billionaire churches, something like that. They do charismatic healing. We learn that those holy people have power, but when you go, you as ordinary man, you feel yourself as a sinner. But when you go there, you do some vibrational whatever frequency, because the frequency level is not, even me before, when I was young, every time I meet a foreigner, I tremble because I'm not confident to speak English and I am afraid. But now I think I get used with my students who speak in English, although I'm still not good at pronouncing, but I pray it is understandable, right?
Yes, no, for sure. I can
Mm.
understand you.
Thank you very much.
So we were just talking about the binasaya on your, is this on your mother's side?
But no, father.
And then,
Actually, my mom is a
yeah,
nurse midwife,
okay.
but when she retired, she becomes a kumadrona, a local kumadrona, not until 1998, because 1998 the law forbids the pagpapaanak or delivering birth at home. So that was her role when she retired as a nurse midwife in Makati Medical. But my mother's side is a long line of doctors, of nurses, of Western medicine, naman, no? Western medicine. Then my father has a long line of spiritual healers, Binisaya. Although my father did not take that role because he is a policeman and soldier, but then I am surprised right now that he is retired and old. He is telling story about what he know about the Binisaya practice. And oh, no wonder. And sometimes my father will ask me how to, because I get first to practice. Now when he is old, he is just practicing new. It's
Yeah.
the way around. So it means I am the elder of my father in doing these practices.
And you're just tapping in more and more connected, or you're open to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm I'm open into it.
Okay. Let's shape up and talk about your Hilot Academy of Binabaylan. You said it started was it 2016 when it started?
Yeah, 2016 we started, no? We started
Okay.
at our clinic, no, in Makati, in one Santillan place, and um and then I operated it with my ex-wife, which is a Japanese, and then at the same time, during those time, we established Yamahata School of Philippine Traditional Hilot Academy in
Mm-hmm.
Hokkaido, Japan. But now it moved to Ebisu, Japan, and it's called uh, Hilot de Ebisu, no? She runs that Hilot School and Center, Hilot Center in Japan.
I'm just fascinated hearing that there's Hilot schools in Japan.
I teach there before, no? I have
Wow.
trained many Japanese there, and they love it. It's amazing. The reason why I agree to establish Hilot is because there are many cases of suicide, and they think Hilot could help them be in touch with their own self, to value themselves mentally and emotionally. So those who do suicide, either depressed, overworked, anxious of anything, but through Hilot, it leveled down, and I could say it saves life. No, it saves life. Even though we are separated now, she still continue. There are still many Japanese. There are still many Japanese, and even now here, I'm here in which place I am in Hawaii. Sorry,
No, that's
I,
okay.
when I walk on the street, that I feel many people will need Hilot. Even in California, when I was there, even when I am in Chicago, I
Mm.
hope someday there will be a Hilot in Chicago, Illinois.
Maybe. I mean, we won't talk too much longer about the Hilot schools or academies in Japan, but it also makes me wonder if they integrated Reiki into that their schools there.
Actually, Reiki is very new also to Japan. Actually, they don't know Reiki. Probably, just like our culture, um, wherever it start, it's not popular, but when it go out of their country, it becomes. So yeah, probably Reiki started from Japan, but it was not popular for them. It
That's
just
right.
recently when Reiki been popularized, I think in America, in Europe, or
Hmm.
whatever. No?
Yeah.
So as
Okay.
Hilot, that's what I'm doing with Hilot right now to make it
Right.
popular outside of country, so that when it come back, it will be appreciated.
Mm, that makes sense. There's a lot of things that where that happens.
Mm-mm.
Tell us about your curricula. Within Hilot Academy of Binabaylan, if someone wants to know a little bit more about the program structure or your curricula, what does that look like? What would they be studying at your academy?
Actually, right now it is just okay. There is already a short courses according to the law. No, it is the Traditional Alternative Medicine Act of the Philippines that encourages to have a short course program, and TESDA did that. No, although TESDA is focused more on the physical aspect of Hilot, which aims to employ the person as as a spa therapist, or either go into a wellness center on a cruise or in a hotel. My program is non-academic. It means it is a ministerial. Although in the future, I really plan out to have this 4-year course, which is an academic program. As of this moment, it is all basic. No, it is all basic of the spiritual side. It has two sides. You have to treat the physical body and also the spiritual body, which the spiritual includes the emotion and the mind. No, and aside from that, it is not only the person that you are going to treat, but also the house, the community, and everything. So this is what people expect to learn if they enroll the 9 days course, no, 9-day course program. And this 220 this year, no, we have declared all our graduate to become a masters in ministry in Hilot Binabaylan practice. So it is a master degree program. So by 2026, if you are going to enroll with us, we might ask you some credentials na, such as do you have any background on healthcare? Because it is important that we could integrate our practice to the national healthcare delivery system, because it is a dream that our mga ilot could be employed in a local village health center, in private clinics, in hospital. Right now, we have wellness centers all around that could be fit to work as a healing, a healthcare, or a healing minister, no, a healing minister, which they could treat those problems: the physical, the emotional, the mental, the social, and the spiritual one. And also by 2026, we are going to release our doctorate degree program in Hilot Binabaylan practice.
Yeah, we're going to ask you more about that definitely in the episode. I want to hear more about the doctoral program. So
Mm.
right now at the academy, the short course is 9 days, as you
Yeah.
mentioned. And then, what if your students want more? What happens after the 9 days?
No. Okay. We're talking about this 9 days, no? But soon, very soon, I might we might release the 4-year course, no, 4-year
Okay.
course. But for now, it is a 9-day course and then you will be bestowed as a minister, master of ministry in Hilot Binabaylan practice. Then after that, you have to become a Hilot Tanglaw, which is a mentor, which is level 2. No, so the level 2 now is very exciting because you are not only to teach or to mentor. Um, because I don't like the word teaching, because teaching has a deeper or hard responsibility, and it might be connected to the government standard. The better term that we want to use is to become a mentor, because when you mentor, you are just sharing your own experience on the practice of Hilot Binabaylan. So there is no wrong and right on that. No. So as a mentor, I'm excited. No, it's not yet that as a mentor, you will have a two category, because in the future by 2027, because I experience here today that most of the students bring their children on the training, and we hired a private babysitter to take care of them, so that the parents who enrolled will focus on learning. But soon in 2027, we might offer an usbong course. So those who enrolled with Hilot Binabaylan, their children that babysit with us will also learn some Filipino culture, such as Filipino myths, songs, games, how to write their name in baybayin, some chores, planting, etc., etc. So for 9 days, the children will also learn, and that will be a Hilot Tanglaw for Usbong, no, program. So that will be the future. And after that, yeah, of course, we expect that our Hilot Tanglaw will become also will establish their own ministerial center. So they need to have this Hilot doctorate degree on Hilot practice, Binabaylan practice.
Okay. Just give us an overview of your 9-day course. What does a typical student learn within the 9 days? How long is that course?
Actually, they can have the details on my website now, but for the sake of
Okay.
our listener and viewer, now on the
Yes.
first day, first 3 days will be the theoretical one, and then of course we will have the diagnostic treatments, and then the repair, and then the cleansing, and then the cleansing and the repair, and then the maintenance. No, so all of the protocols will be studied. No,
And how does the mentor program differ from the 9-day course?
the mentor, of course, they are going to individually share. No, the mentors could have this um, um, during the training. The mentors could teach each student individually or share the experience individually. But when there is no classes, no, there are no training, they are called supervisor of our healing centers. So that will be the difference.
And then you also have master trainers now from your school.
And
How
that's
do,
it, the healing law.
okay, so how does someone
The
become a
master,
master trainer?
huh? Huh?
How do they advance to become a master trainer?
They have to enroll the Hilot Tanglaw program. The Hilot
Okay.
Tanglaw program. Hilot Tanglaw are the master. It is just called the master. What do you call that? Master trainers or
Trainers, yes.
trainers for trainer. Trainers for training for trainers. But instead of trainers, we call it Tanglaw or mentor. So we train them to how to mentor to become a teacher or trainer, so that they could impart the knowledge of Hilot Binabaylan practice.
I see. Do you require a certain number of hours that's or time that someone has to practice before they step into the mentor or
Yes.
the
They need
trainer?
so you need to become a Hilot Binabaylan first, no?
Right.
So after 1 or 2 years, you
Okay.
may apply, because you cannot be a mentor if you don't practice it. It's
Right.
different from being a book based. If
Right.
you are book based, you can just memorize. You can just memorize my questions, the test examination, and you may pass it. But being a Hilot Binabaylan, it's not about what you learn. It's not
Right.
about what you remember on what I tell you. It is about your own personal experience on treating the person. Even that is also the same policy that we are applying on our doctorate degree. You cannot just be bookish, no?
Right.
You cannot just be a bookish because you cannot teach. Being a doctor means docere. Docere is a Latin or something like to become a teacher. So you have to become, in order to become a teacher, you must be an expert on the field that you are going to teach. You are going to be an expert on what level? You might be an expert on albulario, herbal, no? Or you might be expert on tawas, on what method? Or you might be expert on pilay, you know pilay, no? So on a certain aspect of pilay, which is being the illness of hilot, no? The illness that been cured. So pilay has four category. First is pilay hangin, then second pilay lamig, third is pilay ipit, and fourth is pilay bali, no? So yeah, I'm just making a crash course here. So I know you don't know what is ipet. You know ipet?
Like I don't know if it like pinching.
Yeah, it was a pinched nerve, no? It's
Yeah.
either pinched nerve or pinched muscle, ligaments,
Mhm.
etc. Just like when you get splint ba yun? Or um, sprain the foot,
Yes.
right? When you get sprained, so some nerves are twisted.
Yeah.
So pilay ipet, no? You have to straighten it up.
What is
Then bali,
pilai is for people to if they don't know what pilai is?
pilay is technically illness in Tagalog.
Illness. Okay, okay.
Illness, Tagalog, no? So
Okay.
pilay, most Filipino describe it as being broken.
Uh-huh.
Like you break the chopstick, you pilay the chopstick, you break. It is break totally, no? And and the deeper meaning of that illness is breaking the law of nature. When you break the law of nature, you are being punished with an illness. But if you follow the law of nature, you are blessed with wellness.
Mm. So those four again, let's repeat that. The first one is
Pilay hangin, wind.
so that has to do with the wind, yes.
Pilay lamig, cold.
Cold, yes.
Pilay ipet, clip, can be. Is that the right term?
The
Clip,
pinch.
something like that.
Yeah.
And pilay bali, broke,
Okay.
as in like fracture.
Yeah,
No?
I see.
And then there is a fifth one called usog, means to move. Your spirit has been moved out to you that you temporarily got sick. So the souls to the body, like the shamanic soul retrieval.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And this is all within the first introductory course, or no? These are in the advanced courses.
That is you can learn that all, no? You can
Mm-hmm.
learn that all on the basic. But of course, there are advanced method. So you can learn that on being tanglaw or becoming a doctor.
Got it. Okay. So next, earlier you were saying that there were course the not like the short course was dictated. Did you say TESDA?
Yeah, the short course is has a TESDA has a program on Hilot which is 15 days, no?
So
So we
tell
are
us
more
again
shorter.
what does TESDA stand for again?
TESDA is Technical Education Skills Development Authority, which is under the Department of Labor and Employment of the Philippines.
Okay.
So usually TESDA began as like a trade test for those who are desiring to apply as waiter, to apply as housemaid. So they test them on, okay, can you clean this house like that? But then Department of Labor have seen that Hilot is also an employable skill that they could send them abroad, no, with TESDA certification, which is like um the Philippine qualification framework. I think all country, no, they have this
Yeah.
organization that 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 see the qualification of your skills level. If
Mm.
you're skill level one, it's just like ano, it's like that. It's a
Yeah.
basis for having a salary grade.
Yeah. They systemize it.
They systemize it. So THESDA is
Ah,
the one, no?
okay.
The one that give that qualification certification so that you could be hired and could
Mm,
earn money.
okay. Apu, I want to go back to your origin story. You mentioned when you first started to do Hilot, you would bring in different things, including anting-anting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a previous episode, we also interviewed Virgil Apostol. And we talked about the different use of the anting-anting, the orasyon. You mentioned also herbs, herbalario. You talk about tawas, to name a
Mm-hmm.
few. And a lot of these are either based in indigenous, right? Both traditional indigenous healing and also brought about through the mixture of colonialism. Can you explain to our community what each of these things are? So let's start with anting anting. For people that don't know what anting anting, and you mentioned you were using that when you first started. What is anting anting?
Okay, let us say that I will explain this in accordance to Hilot philosophy. Okay, so
Okay.
anting-anting is a form of medicine that been carried because medicine is not only that you what you call that you intake, no? You
Yes.
can also apply it to the skin such as an oil, or you can just wear it, no? So in healthcare delivery system there are four, no? There are four um healthcare delivery methods. First is the preventive medicine, two is the uh preventive, then two is the promotive medicine, third is the therapeutic or curative medicine, and the fourth is the rehabilitative medicine. If you know about prevention right now, you may see as vaccine, right? So in ancient medicine or pre-colonial medicine, we have also pangontra. It means a preventive. So pangontra, it comes through the anting-anting. So anting-anting aims to prevent malicious spirit to attack you. It is like a shield that will fight for you so that you will not be harmed. So that is anting-anting. Although Cavergil himself, his energy, if you call him, oh, sorry, Caverhel, no, you can invoke him so that he could be your protector. He's very powerful anting-anting. His name alone, no? But
Who?
then, of course,
Oh,
Caver,
Virgil. Yeah, yeah, yes.
I'm joking, Cavergil. Sorry, but no, he is a good friend. He is very sport, but he is a very powerful man. You can invoke his name. I believe in him. No, so that is anti, no, preventive. Do you know about promotive medicine here? Like in
No, but before you move on, I want to say a little bit more on anting anting. It's interesting because the first time that I was introduced through anting anting was through like warrior arts or like Philippine martial arts, where they would talk about also Filipinos would wear anting anting when they would go into battle with the Spanish, right? But I've also heard people say that they've got cursed by anting anting and they were asked to bury it like in the burial grounds in the church because anting anting also made their family sick. So I think it's I'm curious. You make us face. Tell us a little bit more about what you're thinking when I say that.
when you say that, it's because the person who says that is already colonized. No, they have this teaching from the Christianity that using something is of the devil. It will bring curse to you. No, no. Even as on traditional medicine, I could say if taking multivitamins will kill you, right? Sorry for we are not anti pharmaceutical. We are not also pro, but we respect, no? But that's the problem with the colonial thoughts. They always demonize everything that comes from us. So I don't know. It might be true or whatever. But for us in the Hilot Academy, we see it as a medicine. Medicine could be beneficial or harmful if you overdo it, right? That's why overdose. If you overdose it, probably that's what happened. Because sometimes you only use protection or pangontra, agimat, when needed. You don't always pangontra or a protection if everything is already at peace, right?
Mm, right. I've also seen anting-anting that is shaped. There's always a triangle and then there's an eye.
Mhm.
Is there meaning behind those
That
as
is the
well?
eye of God, the eye of
Mm.
Bathala, or the
Okay.
eye of Mayari, no?
Mm.
So although on the modern sense, the tres picos or the eye would also pertain to animasola, no, animasola, which they believe as the um ulilang kaluluwa or the orphan soul on hell. It pertains to the eye on hell, and it is used to lift up souls in purgatory. That is the Christian. Although I'm not expert on that, no, I
Yeah,
cannot talk about that. But
that's
this I
okay.
share only what I know. But
Right.
for the indigenous culture, no, the
Mm.
eye is pertaining to the eye of Mayari or Mayari. You know, the moon goddess
Oh, yeah, yeah, Mayari.
Mayari. Yes, she had
Yeah.
only one eye, but
Oh,
the other
that's where it comes from.
but the other eye was given to the people so that they could have seen the sin.
Mm.
So when you wear that if you want to link yourself to the pre-colonial, you wear
Yes.
that triangle with an eye pertaining to the eye of Mayari. So you have the
Mm.
other eye of Mayari.
Oh, wow.
Mayari means my ari or the owner,
Uh-huh.
Yari or the creator. No, I'm what do you call that? I'm dissecting the word.
Dissecting it. Yeah,
Name of,
breaking it down.
I'm breaking it down, the name of the goddess Mayari, because
Right.
everyone knows Mayari, but
Right.
no one never realized that Mayari could be break down into May Ari, which means the owner,
Mm.
May Yari, which means the creator, and then
Mm.
another one is May Ari, which has the gender genitals. So Mayari could be understood as female, but also all of our diwata is has that gender fluid. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's
Or
correct.
non-binary?
Yes.
So it has both male and female in them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter if you call God as he or she or whatever.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, that is, yeah, that's what I'm fighting for the LGBT movement here. Use the term siya, but Americanized. They want the blah blah blah.
What about the triangle, Apu? What is the triangle in the that we see also? We have the eye, and then there's usually the triangle.
Usually, the triangle has two meaning. It's either a direction of going up or going down. If you go up, it means you are arising. You are going up to the divinity. But if you have this going down triangle, it means you are calling down the energy to you. So it depends. Going up, it's like, how do you climb up the mountain? It has more work, energy, no. But when you go down, it's sliding. So you let the blessings of the divine to come. You invite them down.
I see. Okay, we'll move on from the anting, but that was a great description. You were about to ask me what so we talked about preventative health,
Oh yeah, you want me
and
to
then you
complete
like
that, huh?
it, you were going into the second part, right?
Okay. But probably I really want to invite you to come to the lesson because I'm going to complete this lesson today now. But anyway, okay, you want me to talk about the promotive one, you
Yeah, I
know?
was going back to it because I know that's what you were going to ask.
Okay. The promotive one is the one that enhances. Can you give me some examples that you know that could be an enhancer
In health,
or in health?
what can enhance health?
Mm-hmm. For example, beautification,
Mm, yeah.
di ba? And that is an enhancer promotive to promote beauty in yourself. And in the Philippines, we call that gayuma. Gayuma is a love potion or a lucky charm that will attract good things to your life.
What about por, batok?
Yes, the batok, it is a form of cosmetic, traditional cosmetic, no? And
Right.
usually it's given to woman and man of warrior. But nowadays, yeah, I'm not a mamba batok, but I won't speak that much about batok. But I know culturally, you have to earn that title, you have to earn a position before you had that, no? But now, as I see, it has a cosmetic value, therapeutic effect of bringing back confidence to the people. And sometimes what I have known Ma'am Batok in uh, before she was here, but now in Canada, there are two now in Canada, Jules and July. I don't know if you know them. They are Ma'am Batok. Um, they gave it into ceremony of shouting something like that, releasing pain and fear and whatever. No, it could be used, no, and then the batok or the tattoo, the mark, it will help them to remind themselves of who they are and their source of power,
Mm.
and that is promotive medicine also, no. Then the next one is the hilot, no, the therapeutic.
Mhm.
So hilot is not limited on massage, but it employs herbs, letter H. It employs init or heat.
Mhm.
It employed light, liwanag. It
Mhm.
employed orasyon. Orasyon is not just only a prayer, but it is also about therapeutic communication and
Mhm.
they use time. And then lastly, tea to bake. No? So they
Mhm.
use that
Water.
to repair, to treat the person.
Too big is water. Yes.
Tubig is water, yes, no? Tubig is water. And lastly is called the rehabilitative. When
Mm.
you when you when we talk about rehabilitative, what comes into your mind?
With
Rehab.
stretching,
What is
rehabilitative,
yeah?
like stretching, rest,
It means to you mentioned it's correct now to rebuild something that has been destroyed, or to correct that is something that is wrong, right? Would
yes.
you agree? Okay. So you will be surprised that kulam is a rehabilitative medicine. Do you know kulam?
Let's explain to our community what is kulab.
Okay. Okay, I will. So kulam in English is witchcraft. No, witchcraft. So how come that kulam become a rehabilitative medicine of the ancient Filipino? Because it straightened up the crooked path. Tuturuan kita ng lesson. I will teach you a lesson. So that is the kulam, no? Although kulam in the original sense means it derives from the word alam. So it means when you go to a rehabilitation center, you are being taught of the correct way of life. It's not
Knowledge
a
or
negative
no.
way of punishment, of killing, of they say that it's demonic and black magic. No, kulam is means it means teaching or alam. The English word for kulam is witch, no, witch, but it derived from the word wit, wit, which is to know, and there is another word to witness, diba? It means to bear witness, to bear knowledge. So kulam is a rehabilitative medicine that is part of the healthcare delivery system in the ancient past. And now we want to revive that because most of this knowledge have been demonized since the colonial time period, 1521, with the Spaniards.
Mm. And alam is for our folks that maybe not Tagalog speakers. Alam is like to know or knowledge, right? To know.
Knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
knowledge. Okay.
Now
Okay,
you know.
oral.
Ngayon alam mo na.
Yo, alam. Alam
Yeah.
mo ba?
Great. Yes. Thank you for that.
Okay, orasyon.
Mm.
So let's unpack orasyon. So when the binasaya is whispering, is that considered also orasyon or no?
Yes, that is orasyon could also be known as bulong,
Okay.
whisper, no? So it is about therapeutic communication. You speak, you speak, halimbawa, example, "Hi Cheryl, you are so beautiful tonight." Is that good or bad?
Oh, that's good. It
Either
depends
wise.
on the intent, though. It depends on the intent.
It depends upon the intent. But technically, you use orasan to praise you, to glorify, to make your heart happy. But there is something, the same words, no, the same words. "Hi Cheryl, you are so beautiful." But then, if you know that the energy vibration is like maniakis, or what you call that in English, offender,
Right.
sexual offender, maniakis, no,
Okay.
it could be different, and
Right.
it will not be pleasing, or it will create some negative impact. So it means orasyon is either for good or for bad,
Mhm.
depending on how you do it and who said that, no? And depending on the intention. So be careful about orasyon. Even us right now, we might be having a good conversation, but maybe
Yes.
later someone will be nose bleeding because of too much English here. Sorry naman, no? But then, yeah, to be honest, no? Pero that will be varying, no? But
Mhm.
at the same time, even those good words are said depending on time. There is a right timing. Probably you will not believe me if I say I love you when you are fighting with your husband or boyfriend, di ba? Of course, that will be a wrong timing. So better say that on the right time. So that's it. Even on medicine, on modern medicine, there is also a right timing. If you have a prescription drug, for example, taking an antibiotic, no, the doctor will prescribe that how many times a day you should drink that. You have to follow 8 hours a day or 3 times a day in 7 days. You have to follow that because it aims to treat you. So when an albulario gave you an orasyon, either you should follow that. There is a right time to pronounce that word, or even to follow the instruction of, okay, take a bath, drink this 3 times a day, something like that, no? That is orasan or the prescription.
Okay. So it can be whispering. It can be the prescription, as you mentioned. Also,
Or
when
even or
okay,
even the or even the anting-anting, no?
uh-huh.
It is a
You,
form of orasan as well.
yeah, because some people say they also have to activate it with the orasyon, right?
That's why you have to activate it with orasan, to feed it with orasan, and to have okay, in orasan there is pakain, which is to feed. May pampabuhay, to make it alive or to make it work. And then there is pagpopoder, to wall, and there is pagpopondo, or to save up. So you have to use that appropriately, no? And according to the instruction of the one who gives. So those orason you could find on the internet might work, but most of it will not, because it was not given to you and you do not receive any instruction. So it is most appropriate to find some master or guru to hand over that anting-anting to you and tell you how to make it alive, how to feed it, and how to do pondo, and how to do pagpopoder, and to use the key or suse in order to activate everything about your anting-anting.
Before we move on to the next topic, or the next idea, and we talk about orasyon, right? Does that also include some of the chanting that we hear maybe in the mountain region, the Cordilleras, right? So when there's certain dances and chanting and songs that are sung to bring on the rain, is that also orasyon? Or is
Yes,
that
that is
something
question.
different?
Actually, this is the misunderstood ba? They don't understand well about orasan because many people think that orasan is a Latin language. It should be always Latin. No. Many people advocated that Latin language is the language of God. So does it mean when we pray we should always pray in Latin? If we pray in English, God will not understand us? or even in Muslim, they are praying in Arabic. So is that wrong? It should be in Arabic? I think not, no. I think not. Prayer has many forms.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you talk to your cat, what language do you use? Do you need to speak in Latin or do you need to speak in cat language? Meow. No, no. So it means our prayer has it. It's not about the language, no. It's about our intention and vibration, how to raise it up. So the bundok chants, the narration of the stories of mythology, the calling of the names of God, it is already a prayer. Even when you raise your hand, when you lift up a glass, no, it is a form of prayer already. And there is also called prayer in action, or in Tagalog, you heard the prayer Sianawa. In English, that is Amen.
Mm-hmm.
But Sianawa is what we call as spirituality in action. If you go to the Philippines, there are festivals. The people prepare food in feasting. The preparation of food is a form of prayer already. That is prayer. No language, but ingredients. You can go to the Philippines and you see people dancing. Santa Clara, Pinong Pino. Di ba they dance? And even the ati-atihan, they dance. Their dance is already a prayer. So it is not a oration is not a matter of language, but it is a matter of your heart giving to the divine, whoever divinity that you do. Maybe one day you you have an altar, you want to pray, you want to petition, you dance. It is still acceptable. Even though you dance the J-Lo part or whatever modern dance, as long as it is your heart to dance, to give it to God, it will be accepted. No, it doesn't necessarily you should be tribal, you should be spiritual or religious. No, if you have intention, dance it all, or you can speak. There are many forms of prayer. It's not limited on the language, though. In terms of culture and tradition, no, I think the matter of the Bontok, the matter of Singkil, of the Cebuano, it's now under the NCCA, no, National Commission on Culture and Arts. So we have to preserve them, no. Although in terms of spirituality, it doesn't matter, but in terms of preserving our culture and tradition, it is important.
Mm.
It's two different
Okay.
sides that I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I wanted to include that because it's not always through whispering or through talking or into like another thing and thing. It could also, as you mentioned, come in the form of chanting and dance. Tell us about tawa.
Oh, tawas is okay. It is a spiritual diagnostic, and this is very sensitive among the Christians. They don't want to partake into it. But if you look deeper, you cannot make a proper treatment without a proper diagnostic. So our ancestors have that, which is the tawas, no? Pero Hilot Academy have bridged it out into more scientific way. So tawas now means traditional, alternative, wellness analytic system. So as tawas, it has add many methods in order to confirm where the illness comes from. For example, the pantay daliri, no? You have to check on the left and the right hand. Hold them up high, so clean and bright. Clap, then slow. That's it. So you have to do the finger alignment to see if the cause of illness is spiritual or the cause of illness is physical. So scientifically, our brain has parts, the left and the right. So it says the left brain is for logic and the right brain is for creative. No, this hand should come aligned. It must not be higher or lower because if there is one higher on your finger, it means there is misalignment. So in Filipino traditional belief system, if one finger is longer than the other, it means you are being attacked. by the spirit. So you are suffering from spiritual illnesses. So when it is aligned, it means, and there's still physical, you have physical symptoms. So you go to the physical symptoms. And then there is another one is the tudluan, no? Finger poking method. Many graduates that I had in California are doing that. I see them on Instagram that they do finger poking. So in the finger poking method, they are looking for the elemental imbalances. Because as human, we are made of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. So this what make us distinct from other creatures. Because the other creature has only maybe two, three, four, but us five. We are complete being. Then after that, you do the pulsuhan, pulse reading. You feel the pulse. When you feel the pulse, it is more on physical, no? More on physical. You are feeling the organ, our organs, internal organ systems, no? Then aside from that, you do the pasubay. Pasubay is observation through your eyes, through your ears, through your nose, through your touch, and through your taste. No? Of course, we are not going to test our client, but we are going to provide them a stimulus and let them taste and tell them what taste do they have. So from that, we can land on a proper. Uh, we could do a feedback and can land on a proper treatment procedure. Not all treatment is having massage, but some will only have this. For example, a cleansing ritual, or probably pagsasala, probably bentusa or tando, or so on and so forth. No? So that is the program that we are creating, we are sharing with our student to be proficient with.
Let's move on now to the energy exchange that happens when maybe receiving Hilot or even administering Hilot. For example, I've had my friend's mom, she told me, be careful when you get massage because you not only are you receiving massage, but you might also be receiving that person's energy that is
Ah,
giving you
okay.
the massage. Okay, so
There are
I want
many people.
to,
Okay,
yeah.
there are many people are afraid to do hilot because
Mm-hmm.
they think that they are absorbing. They get the negative energies. That is a wrong conception. If you are the source of energy, you will not be get no. For us as mangilot, we are connected. That's why it has initiation, it has ordination, no? Because we connect you to the source of life. So whenever you heal the person, it's not you getting the negative energy, but you fill that with your positive energy. So that the negative energy, just like for uh, I hope I could move my camera, no? For example, this is a water, negative energy. But if I fill that with water, the dark energy will overflow and you continue to fill up until the water is clear again. So the negative energy will not be transferred to you because you are connected to the great source of life. Your own energy will always be filled up. It will be clean all the time so that the person who have been healed by Hilot will be healed, no? And that is also the same thing na in the Old Testament. I'm not a Bible. Sorry. In the past, no, Hilot is never been trained. No training of Hilot. But sometimes those who are sick become manghihilot because they experience it, the healing power of Hilot. So out of gratitude, if they don't have money, they will volunteer to become an apprentice to help to be a server of manghihilot. Okay, the manghihilot, can you get that plant? Oh, can you get that? And then, oh, I will show you how to make this medicine and give this to this. Okay, look at me, how I perform. Then the former patient now become an apprentice manghihilot. And then when time they learn more, they become a manghihilot themselves. I hope that clarify, no? In terms of energy exchange, Babaylan before ask money or ask there is no money in those times, no. They don't have money. The first money introduced were the pilancitos, but during those times, family makes an offering, either offerings of gold, offerings of linen, offerings of fruit, offerings of animal. So that is the form of offering. Aside from the offering to the gods, to the deities during the ritual, um, best part of that offering are being taken by the Babaylan. So as on the Mumbaki, no, the old healer or elder, no. But in terms of Hilot right now in the Philippines, or let us say 40 years ago when I was young, it was only the energy exchange is through donation. It's not on it's not donation basis. They have no fixed price. To be honest, I am not familiar with the sliding scale,
Mm-hmm.
because I understand if you do sliding scale, you give a minimum amount, for example, um $80 or $50 to $100. So you allow the patient how much they do. But in coming, if you go to the Philippines, they will only select $50. So there is no sliding there, no. But to be honest, mm, Manghihilot only give donation because we treat our patient as family members. As family members, we do not charge them money because we are blood related. We do this out of love. That's why whatever 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 they like to give, that's the only thing that we receive. Yeah. But the purpose of having a formal school training, no, because we want to change the fact of we change the situation of that, because no manghilot is already no children are encouraged to become a manghilot because they know they could not earn, they will not earn because it's donation based. The reason why we train is so that the people could have an opportunity to charge money so that they will earn money in order to continue the work. Because it's already modern times and it need to be preserved. And if they know Hilot is earning, the children will say, when I grow up, I want to become a Manghilot. Do you have a child right now?
Say that?
Do you have a child or married
No,
or no?
I'm
So
married. Yes.
most of children, di ba, when we ask, when you grow up, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to become a doctor. I want to become a nurse. But nobody says they want to become a manghihilot because no money on hilot. But now we are changing that. That's why we gave them a formal education, a training. They pay for it, not for free, so that when they practice, they will charge um a fair amount that children will know, the future generation will know, they will be encouraged to take Hilot course as well to become a Manghihilot.
Okay. Let's go back again to the energy exchange. So when you're working on a client as a practitioner, is there anything you have to do as a Hilot Binabaylan to prepare yourself for that session? And even after the session, is there anything that you need to do to cleanse from that or to let go of that session?
Should I go by the book or I should go reality on my part?
Tell me your
On,
reality.
on my, yung talagang real person, no? Oh, okay.
Yes.
I will not be drowned by books or formality. I will not be ashamed. I do prayer and I do Yossi. You know
Oh,
Yossi?
yes.
Yes,
Cigarettes.
signal. No. And
But the
afterwards,
smoke in a lot of traditions is also medicine.
it is a medicine, no?
Yeah.
Actually, it is my connection to the ancestor that
Yeah.
guides. So every time I do, before and after, I think they realize that every time that I have a new client, I will smoke first, and after client, I will smoke. It's like a communication to the spirit, no? Although yes, health wise, they said smoking is bad for your health, but it is bad for your health. It will lead you to the spirit world. So at this moderately you smoke, calling the spirit, but when you do more than times, okay, you'll die. So be moderate, no? So that's my connection. My before and after. Of course, After smoking, I wash my hand, I sanitize my hand before
Washing your
touching the client or
hands.
facing the
Yeah.
client, because not all the time I do physical hilot, no. Sometimes I do a spiritual one. So it's important that during, after, before, during, and after, I am
Mhm.
with my
So for your students, do you also teach them prayer before and then afterwards?
they have seen.
I'm sure they don't all smoke cigarettes, so
Yeah,
maybe like
not
washing
all the
their
not all the time, but it is not individual. It's not why it's not all everything that you see on me you
Mhm.
should copy. It will
Yeah,
not
yeah.
make them Hilot Binabaylan.
Right.
So at least what I encourage my student and graduate is to develop their own technique.
Mm.
It's their
Okay.
identity. We are just like stars in heaven.
Mm.
That each star has individual uniqueness that brighten up the people. And if people come, it means you attracted them to you. No,
Mhm.
so they can, at least they have this protocol. It's not an SOP, standard operating procedure, but a guidance on how to perform it. No, Eh,
Mhm.
on your part, if you become a Hilot Binabaylan, I want to see your way, not my way, not Frank Sinatra's way, but your way.
So there's not a standard thing before you practice on someone you should do this, or when you
If you
are done.
if you hear that standard, it means a tie. It means a control.
Mm.
Hilot is about liberation. Hilot about freeing the person's body from illness. If you put a standard on your practice, it means you are putting a tie. This is the only way we should do. But Hilot probably, as I teach, is more on decolonizing yourself, freeing yourself from this bond that enslave us. We see the patient, yeah. The way I teach is the only way na parang to give you a small space so that you will be free from this tie, from this band that enslave you from doing healing. Because right now, many people want to heal, but I'm so sad because you cannot just help other people. You have to be licensed, no? So in teaching my student, I don't give them so much standards, no? Na, oh, this is the only way you could do it, but allow to explore. Because maybe not all not all methods that I do is best, but they might use that method to discover their own, which could really help more people.
Mm. And same thing as the client, right? Or if you're coming to see someone, there's no traditional standard way to prepare for that session or after the sessions. That depends on your own personal practice. Is what I'm getting?
Um, there is a there is a protocol. As long as you do the diagnostic, the cleansing,
Mhm.
the um, repair, the strengthening, and the maintaining, that is the way they should follow. No, they should follow. So however they do it is up to their own, as long as they follow those steps,
Mm.
because skipping those steps, they they might not get the right result, or satisfying result for their clients.
Okay. Okay, let's talk now about your clients. So your clients, are they mainly Filipino? Do you also have non-Filipinos that come to see you?
I am non-American, so now I have Americans who see me here. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, they will not see me. They will just see me here. But in the Philippines, it's most likely, yeah, Filipino. No, I usually serve my community, technically my neighbors. No, the poor ones that have no opportunity to. Sometimes, yeah, it's hard because aside from free healing, they would also ask for money for some personal reasons. For, yeah, no, it's all the way. That's why going outside the Philippines, like now, no, it helps me to have money so that I could also support them
Mm-hmm. So
to
when
give
you
livelihood.
Right. When you work on your neighbors or people in your community, or let's just say in general, when you work on Filipinos, right, wherever they are in the diaspora, whether it's here, California, Hawaii, back home in the Philippines, do you see reoccurring themes or ailments? Do you see things that are very common when working on Filipino bodies?
In the Philippines, they still have this conception of usog. No, mostly they blame their illness, physical conditions, symptoms to spiritual ones, and probably because of poverty. No, poverty. Here in Hawaii, most likely who they are Filipino that has their this mental and emotional illnesses, maybe trauma, past trauma that trap emotions that they were not able to release, and through our hilat, they were able to speak up, to burst out in tears, to shout, to cry. I think what I think of the future of Hilot is to create a center like a cave that they could shout, they could release all those anger, because most of the time those illness is anger, become anger, no, a fierce emotion that been compressed because they did not speak about it. They don't want to face it. It was hidden for a long time, and when it been touched, burst of emotion comes out.
Mhm.
So most likely it's emotional rather than physical, or if they have physical like the cancer a while ago, no, it's because also of the repressed emotion.
Mhm.
So that's how I see it. It is emotional rather than talagang bacterial or infection
Mhm.
or cancer or whatever. No?
Mhm. What about parts of the bodies? Do you find that most people sort, for example, in their stomach or their back? Are there certain things that you see often, like, oh, there's a lot of stomach problems or a lot of back problems, or
Most likely I see students here in the US most
Mhm.
likely on chest part. No? I don't know why, but when touched by that they will confess they have sexual um,
Abuse?
abuse in the past, and they
Mhm.
will, some will be hands because they constantly give shoulders
Oh, wow.
responsibility, and sometimes repressed
What was,
emotion.
sorry, what was shoulder?
Huh?
Oh,
Shoulder
do
is
with
responsibility. No, every, for example, you
oh,
are responsible.
sympathy or empathy?
No,
Or
taking the responsibility of others
oh,
so
taking
that they,
responsibility of others. Yeah.
for example, at work, okay, you have other work partner, you finish early, okay, I could help you to finish that, and then your
Oh,
coworker give it
wow.
to you, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Responsibility of
Interesting.
paying bills,
Mm-hmm.
even yours, and then sometimes you deprive yourself to fulfill your own dreams, especially on the leg part. So
Oh,
each
wow.
of those, there are so many issues, no,
That's interesting.
different parts of the body. That's why we created this program, Hilot Academy of Binabaylan, the 9 days training program, so that they may know. Actually, it's not about treatment. It's about communication. Communication not with each other, but communication
Mhm.
with your own body and spirit and soul.
Mm. Okay. Oh, this has really been an enlightening conversation. As we're reaching almost the close of this, Apu. What? So maybe you have some people, listeners now, that want to know how they can pay for this or what the cost is. What is the cost of your training?
It depends. No, it depends.
Is there a payment
So right,
plan to? Yeah.
I think okay. In the Philippines, it's 9 days is 70,000 pesos. It includes the hotel accommodation and the food and the services. The training materials will be like that, no? But we are not only in the Philippines now. We are also in California and in Hawaii. So better talk to our administrator, local administrator in your area. In Hawaii, you could talk to the Akea Healing Center and Healing and Spiritual Center with Darcie. In California, you could talk to Kapwa Wellness in San Ramon with Maria as well. No? In the Philippines, I could you could ask for me, but soon there will be a center in Shuttle and Georgia. I don't know. Is Shuttle and Georgia is the same place?
No,
Or
Seattle is in Washington and Georgia is a different state.
yeah, we might have that place also in the US and also
Hmm.
in Canada and Australia.
Okay. And is are the trainings in person or also are they held virtually?
Mm. It is impossible to conduct virtual training, no? We could have a virtual training on different aspects, like the tawas, it could be done. But the 9 days is in person. Many people who took my online class went to the in-person class because it has a different approach. No, you will really learn. No, and as much as possible, I want to be hands-on. I could guide you personally. I could see you, and you could ask direct the question anytime,
Hmm.
and to have clarifications.
Okay. So something that we asked Apu, as this has been a really great conversation around Hilot Binabaylan. When we close, one of the things that we ask our guests is, when you're not healing, when you're not teaching, what do you do for self care and wellness to refill your cup? We already know you do your see, and so
You know, Labina,
what else
I
do you
do-
do to take care of yourself?
I think I'll just be sleeping. I'll just be writing. Actually, to be honest, I want no. I cannot retire yet. No, I cannot retire. But if ever, if I'm not doing Hilot, I am writing books, writing article, do blogging. I don't know if everyone knows that I have a blog. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Buy Me a Coffee um platform for all of my work. So probably I'm like that. No, I'm that. In self care, I love to cook. I love to eat. That's why I have to very careful now because I'm getting old, but not that young. But I love food. Or maybe if not Hilot, I could do karinderya again or having a small restaurant.
Hmm. I see. Well, I mean, you wouldn't be Filipino if you didn't like food.
Yes, I love that. No, the rice, the pancit, and we have still lumpia here, cooked by one of our graduates who treated us with. Oh, she surprised me because I'm doing hilot here. They are always graduate. They are already graduate in Hawaii, but then
Mhm.
she gifted me a one tray of lumpia. Masarap siya. Veggie lumpia. Masarap. Naku, masarap.
Lucky.
Gutom tuloy ako. But anyway, so go ahead.
Okay. As we begin to close, please remind our community how to reach you if they have additional questions about your health and healing practices. So, what is the best way to reach you? Do you have email address? Do you have website? What is your if so? What's your URL? What are
Yes,
your social media handles?
yes, if you want to learn about Hilot, no, you can just come to hilotacademy.com, and we have also another website which is www.landasnanglahi.com, and a new one is www.anituhan.org. So Landas ng Lahi and Anituhan, it talks about the Philippine indigenous spirituality, and another one is Sead Tala, more on Baybayin, Mystic Oracle. You can get in touch of that, no? And if you type on Google for Filipino Magic with CK. That is my subscription platform in buymeacoffee.com/Filipino Magic, which is the CK on end. No? And
Magic Magick.
yes, that's right. No,
Okay.
that's right. No,
Right.
so that's how you could easily. But in short, just go hilotacademy.com. You could talk to me there. You could find my email address, my residential address, my contact number. But don't talk too much, huh?
Mhm. What is your email address?
Email address is apuadman@luntiangagama.org.
And then on social media, how can they find you?
Just find Rolando Gomez Comon or Hilot Academy.
Okay. So as we close, what is your personal hope for our community within the realm of health and wellness?
Hmm. In the realms of health and wellness, my hope is that you find your own medicine because not all is fit to one modality, no? But nevertheless, stay alive and happy. That's all.
Any more final words that you would want our community throughout the diaspora to know when it comes to Hilot?
When it comes to Hilot, we are so many, no? It's not only the Hilot Binabaylan, we also have Atag Hilot, we have the Philippine Hilot Society, we have Hilot Philippines Development Center. It can be THESDA Hilot, it could be Pitak Hilot, no? Whatever Hilot it is, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, we are all one. We are all in one boat, no? As I come here, this that is my song. Our medicine is to love each other, to care for each other. It doesn't matter who teaches you. If you have compassion, yeah, the word kapwa, that is the medicine, that is the true hilot, being a kapwa. So in diaspora, whether you are in America, whether you are in London, whether you are in Africa, in Australia, or even the Philippines, our medicine is being a kapwa. Kaya, uy, kabayan, kamusta na? Our heart is very happy. And if we are lonely, it could change our mood into happiness. That's it. Thank you very much for the opportunity to be here.
Yeah,
And thank
maraming salamat sa inyo, Apu. We're excited to witness your healing journey as you continue offering relief, restoration, and ancestral reconnection for our communities worldwide. We look forward to staying connected in partnership and sharing your upcoming opportunities with our community.
yes, maraming salamat po.
And to our community for the Lunar New Year, as we bring in the fire horse next, we will also be bringing to the podcast for the first time Executive Director for Center Kapwa and Canada Co-Lead for Therapy 9, France Stohner, based in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Stay tuned as this episode titled What's Kapwa in French? A discussion on Philippine ex-Canadian diasporic mental health and wellness will air on Wellness Wednesday, February 11, 2026. As we close, we'd like to acknowledge once again our guest, Apu Adman, our creative lead, Richie, our video editor, Harmony Tangonan Kwan, our social media strategist and development coordinator, Kathleen Torrio, and our outreach manager, Maya Custodio. We also want to acknowledge our advisors, Alison De La Cruz, Rian De Los Reyes, and Sapo Teologo. Our community partners, SoCal Filipinos, it's Filipino American Life, Rising Filipinas, Therapy Nai, and all of our community members for your shares and supports. As always, you can find more about our guest offerings on our Instagram stories and saved in our highlights, so you'll have permanent access to your upcoming events. Be sure to follow us at Philippine X in Wellness on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our Philippine X in Wellness channel, YouTube channel. If you like what we're bringing you and would like more, show some love by also buying us the coffee. Buy Apu coffee, buy us the coffee, or take advantage of our offerings via our monthly membership on Patreon. Thank you, as always, for believing in us. Be well, everyone. Continue to take care of yourselves and each other. Daghang salamat.
Mayari nga, pag-asatin, paalam.
Hello, everyone. Magandang araw. This is Sheena Katz and Mark King, and we are the hosts of Philippine X in Wellness, a podcast rooted in community, culture, and collective healing for the Philippine X community.
And today we are super excited to announce something we've been dreaming up for a while. We are launching our official Patreon.
This is your invitation to ride along with us. If our episodes have ever made you feel seen, witnessed, or naintindihan, then this is your space to be part of what keeps it going.
Your support on Patreon directly funds our ability to keep creating, covering production costs, bringing on more brilliant guests, and expanding what this community can be.
We've also created some very special offerings for our members, things like exclusive bonus contents, Filipino health and wellness products, invitations to live wellness events, digital resources, and more.
Whether you're joining for $1 a month or $20, know that every contribution fuels a movement, one where Filipino wellness is visible, centered, and celebrated.
So if you've been vibing with us, learning with us, and would like to see more, come join us on Patreon. Let's strengthen this movement together.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat.